All right, guys, new year, new season. Welcome back to Pint Bros. I'm your host, Robert. And on our journey of visiting every brewery in Southern California, we're out here in the city of Redondo Beach, checking out Trusted Gut Brewing. Let's go check them out. All right, guys, I am joined here today with Chris, the founder and CEO of Trusted Gut Brewing. Chris, thanks for having us. I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming out today. We're excited to have you guys here and you know, your audience and introducing everybody to the brand. All of our beers that we do are gluten reduced.
Okay.
And so my wife has celiac. So when we started the brand, I've always been a craft beer enthusiast. Traveled the world, going to different craft breweries and trying to find the best beer. And when I trusted my gut to start the brand, my wife was like, "Well, what are we gonna do? I don't drink. I can't drink beer. I love beer, but I can't drink beer." And so the idea was, let's give her a solution. So we have a proprietary brewing process that we use that essentially eats out all the gluten. And then we test everything down at a third-party laboratory down in San Diego to make sure that we're living up to the claim of gluten reduced. And what that really means is it's under 20 parts per million. So people with there's different levels of celiac, but people like my wife with celiac can drink the beer, and so she's very thankful that she's drinking beer again, and we get a lot of customers here that haven't drank beer in a long time because of that, and so we've become differentiated ourselves based on that. Really promote that first and foremost as this gluten reduced option that's kind of better for you. We do it in all of our marketing. We do it here at the Taproom. All of our events, and then we have just recently, which is fantastic. We pre-launched my favorite beer that's come out of this brewery. Kind of was a dream to create this kind of light lager category beer, and we created a beer called Beer Gut.
I love it.
Yeah, so instead of saying, hey, and it competes, it's the crap version of like a Michelob Ultra. If you take it low carb, low calorie, low alcohol, it's a rice lager, so inherently it has low gluten already, and it just tastes fantastic. And so the idea with it is you could say, hey, give me an Ultra. Or you could confidently say, hey, give me a Beer Gut. And it really comes back down to, there's so many, I won't say it, but the reality is that we all, as I've aged, I worry about what's coming into my my system, and we want to use the cleanest ingredients. We have an RO system that we build up the water profile, and make sure we're clean drinking beer in the very beginning. But the reality is that as I get a little older, I don't want to be as hungover all the time. I feel as crappy, and so the Beer Gut is kind of that solution. So
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's a fun beer. You guys will try that today. Part of this tap room and what makes it amazing is we get a lot of customers through here. We had over 20,000 customers come through last year.
That's awesome.
And that was our first year in business. We really opened in February, this tap room. But they come in and they tell us so much information. They give me, hey Chris, man, I don't know what it is, but I don't feel as hungover when I'm drinking Trusted Gut.
Yeah.
And again, not a scientific. I'm gonna throw a disclaimer. That is not I'm not making like a health fact.
Yeah.
But the reality is that they perceive it in that way you're talking about, because alcohol does take a toll on you.
Yeah.
And so if we can be that, take it in moderation and be that balancing point for people, I think the brand will resonate, and it's already started to and whatnot.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
The layout, how much did we change? The layout stayed, the bones stayed the same. What we did was we built we had to do some upgrades for code and things like that. So we built a new bar, made sure it was ADA compliant, and then we had built this kind of this partition wall. And the partition wall is up here where you see the menus. The back side of the brewery is all the grain handling and refrigeration. So what was happening was there was a lot of milling of grain and whatnot, and dust would fly all over, and it would fly into the tap room. As much as everybody loves that kind of smell and that authenticity, we felt like to elevate the experience, because it's really about a experience for the customers, that we would build this wall to protect it, and it actually provides warmth. It does a lot of kind of felt source. Yeah, for sure. You know, we've got a great projector that plays all the sports. You know, we have some apparel, like pretty standard, but we left the aesthetic pretty blank canvas. Yeah. And we did that on purpose because we wanted to be able to kind of incrementally change it over time, and because we're a startup still, you know, and it takes money to like get that perfect concept. Of course. And so we did enough that we felt like with lighting and you know, the tables and the chairs and the projectors, that it felt like it was comfortable. Yeah, and we get that. You mentioned before, like my wife, like one of the things we built this around was like, hey, if I can get her in here, then I'm winning.
Yes. Yeah. Because your day now becomes twice as long here.
But that's it, right? Like, so she always said, first thing, bathrooms. Like, so we redid the bathrooms. You know, if the bathrooms are comfortable and clean, she'll spend more time here. And I always thought, like, man, if she spends more time here, that means I can spend more time here. Sorry. And that's a win for all. And that's where, you know, multi-beverage with kombuchas and the seltzers really kind of helped us, because really at the end of the day, beer is fantastic. We have, like, first and foremost beer, but there's a lot of people that don't love beer. Yeah. And we want to get the people that don't love beer to have a good experience in order for them to try a beer and maybe take a step back and go, oh my God, I really actually like that beer. Yeah. And that was kind of the mission.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, again, it's a small brewery, you know, in terms of it's a small regional brewery, but we've got, you know, 30-barrel tanks here, 30-barrel bright tanks, enough capacity, beer's brewing, as you see, we're fermenting, you know.
I see.
And then, you know, ultimately, we upgraded and, you know, put in a beautiful RO system here. This is where we start, you know, with water. That was an upgrade we did because we felt like, hey, you know, we need to, it was fine. Municipality water through a carbon filter is fine. You know, but really if we wanted to do like clean lagers and whatnot, we felt like we had to have an RO. Definitely. Yeah. And so we put in an RO. We own a Wild Goose, canning line.
Canning system right there. Yep.
Yep. Sorry, it's a little sideways. Yeah, so we own a four-head Wild Goose canning line. So we're able now to do all of our own packaging in different formats, from a 16 ounce, from 12 ounce to 16 to 19.2. And then we obviously own a bunch of kegs.
Yep.
But then we have this fun little, watch your ankles again. We have this fun little,
oh, okay.
Yeah, kind of unique. So I'm all about, you know,
try to get this, Victor,
making changes and doing things a little different. But we've got a Maheen 6-head bottle filler in these cool. This is the size of the bottle.
That is here. I love it.
And so this is fun. Yeah. And so we feel like it's an important piece to the puzzle here is, you know, specifically with all the different types of liquids we make in kind of the elevated side. We feel like there's so much opportunity in bottles. I'm not talking about like, you know, the bulk of our volume, but the reality is there's a fun element to doing partnerships, and you can do numbered bottles, you know, 1 to 50 and do numbered cases.
I like that.
And so that's kind of the low and high part of the brewery. So we've got packaging capabilities. We've got a nice little brewery here. We've got an RO system, and the liquids are fantastic. So they're clean. They're looking really good. Our brew brewer, has been brewing for 20 plus years, has experience back at like Lagunitas, all the way back into the 90s, right? And so he's done an excellent job on just crafting the styles of the beer that fit the brand.
It's always fun, you know, seeing especially newer breweries grow, learning the process, figuring out what's best for their brand,
Yep.
for the distribution, for their their fans of the beer and stuff like that. So, and then also giving them other opportunities, ways to get their hands on these beers as well, which is great.
Yeah. So we work an interesting partnership. We can continue to walk, but we have an interesting partnership with a text service called Brew Text. And Jason, the guy who runs Brew Text, came to us. And so what's interesting is that he sends out a weekly text to the people that have signed up, and he's offering small breweries like at-home delivery service.
So it's like a subscription sort of in a way.
Yeah, exactly. So you get a text and it says, hey, this week Trusted Gut has their hard kombucha in 4-packs for whatever, $11.99.
Yeah.
Would you like it delivered to your house? Deliveries on Thursday. And so they text, they take the orders. Then we have it's done through Uber Eats or whatever, or DoorDash. And they come and pick it up, and then they go deliver to your house. So if you're like, let's just say you live in, I'll utilize this, Santa Monica, and Trusted Gut, our penetration in retail in Santa Monica is still pretty low, but you love the brand and you want to get it, this is a way for you to get it to your house. And so I thought it was an interesting business, proposition. So we partnered with them just the end of last year, and we do a weekly release on Tuesdays with them, and it's been pretty successful. So we're fired up on that.
That's really cool. I'm here with Jason, the founder and owner of Brew Text. So Brew Text, what is it?
Brew Text is an easy, hassle-free craft beer curation delivery service here in Los Angeles. We are just making it easy for you to get the craft beer you love if you can't make it to the store, and we offer free delivery on your first order.
That is awesome. So we will be including Brew Text's QR code and mentioning their website on any of the future, including this episode, breweries that we visit to make sure that you could get your hands on this beer. All right, so now I'm joined with Dante, the marketing manager of Trusted Gut. Dante, what is your involvement here at Trusted Gut?
So I do all the social media for both the King Harbor and Trusted Gut page. Right now we're seeing around 100,000 monthly engagements. That's all from both our social media pages. I'm involved in a lot of the Taproom programming as well. We do comedy shows, DJ nights, live music, food festivals, all kinds of crazy things here. So we get a good turnout for most of these events, and they're always pretty fun.
That's really cool. Now, when it comes to the actual involvement on the social media, do you share all of your events infos like on your Instagram page? What exactly is like the best means for somebody to want to learn whether you're going to have a comedy show or if you're going to have some type of special event? What's the best way for them to find this information from you guys?
100% through our Instagram. If you follow us at Trusted Gut, it's all one word. That'll be the biggest way and the best way to find out anything that's going on in the tap room. We post a schedule every week at the beginning of every week that has every event, every food vendor, and all of our opening hours for that week as well. So follow us on Instagram.
All right, Chris. Now comes the fun part.
Yeah. We like this part, right?
Yeah. So what's the first one here?
This is our beer gut. This is, you have to say it though. You have to say, give me a beer gut.
Give me a beer gut.
Yeah. So this is our light lager. It's a rice lager, 4% ABV, 2.7 grams of carbs, 92 calories. So really light, easy drinking, crisp. We hopped it with a Japanese hop.
Yeah.
So you have a little bit of that kind of Japanese rice feeling. And it's just if you take you take all the people that drink Michelob Ultra and you say, hey, we're going to create a crap version of Michelob Ultra. This is that.
Yeah, no, that's great. Well, cheers.
Cheers. Yeah. Cheers.
Oh, that's great. You still have a sweet element, really refreshing, light, very light, a crisp. And yeah, it's so easy on the tongue.
Yeah, there's a little residual dryness there, you know, I think, at the end, not I think.
Oh, so the second
Cheers.
one.
Yeah, second one. So this is a hard kombucha.
Good.
This is a low ABV, so 4.6% ABV, low calorie, 110 calorie, passion fruit ginger hard kombucha.
Okay.
So for those kombucha lovers, or just those that want an alternative to beer, this is a fantastic, refreshing drink. I think. I mean,
Yeah, let's check it out. Instantly, you get the ginger.
Yep.
You got passion fruit for sure. You can smell it. Has a very grapefruit kind of vibe too.
Yeah.
But really, and again, really light. Easily something that you could have. You know, you could down this probably and not feel bloated afterwards.
Our American IPA here, it's a West Coast profile. Really, it's lighter. The color, you can see the color. It's there. And then it's 6.5% ABV, so a little bit easier. Not sessionable quite, but it's along that vein.
Yeah, for sure.
That you can drink a few of these. So cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I'm a big IPA kind of guy.
Yeah.
And again, super light.
Yep.
It doesn't have this punch of alcohol.
Yeah.
It's really light on the tongue. It has a sweet element to it. It has the bitterness. It has the crispness.
Yeah.
Everything that you want, and then it has a great flavor, which I'm really liking this.
Yeah. This is one of our best sellers. So it's not. I'll say it's not super bittery. The IBUs are pretty low on it.
Yeah.
But the reality is that for me, the beers that I like to drink are a little bit less bitter at the end.
Yeah.
And we've got bitter offerings like that IPA from King Harbor. Tiki Hut is a bit more bitter.
All right, Chris. Well, thanks again for having us over. It's great to see what you've done to this place. Again, wreck ship, bringing it to the shore with your lighthouse, which is awesome, and what you do for the community, and what you've done for people, again, with sensitive stomachs and stuff like that.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
And it's cool also teaming up with companies such as Brew Text and these small retailers. That what you offer is truly something that a lot of us could appreciate, especially in these times when there's not much of this to be offered in the market.
Yeah. And there's a lot, coming kind of in that vein. In the South Bay, there's a lot of great retailers, the Corks of the world, the high-low markets, even the Whole Foods that are really trying to get out there and do good for the greater community. So I would ask your audience to support all of them in their endeavors, and if they have to get alcohol, definitely look around. We're out there.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thanks again, Chris.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Awesome.
All right.